have all the youngsters gone.
Welcome to yet another Everything's Been Done ride stream. One part group ride, one part podcast, one part live stream. What could possibly go wrong? I'm your host, Dustin Klein, and today we're going to do a little route in Watopia called the Watopian Waistband. Today's episode is brought to you by the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel, and all of your wet dreams will come true. Today we've got a very special guest. The first guest to the Everything's Been Done ride stream, Mr. Oh wait, I gotta build him up a little bit. He is a father, a very dedicated cyclist, a product reviewer, and quite the regular to the Zwift ride streams. He is Mr. Josh Ross.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure. Everyone's leaving us.
And we're off too. Look at that timing.
Yeah, I gotta get to it.
Boom. Oh my God, we got a solid crew of folks in the ride today. So there's no fence. We're all gonna just ride our own ways. Some of us will be together. Some of us will be at different points. So
Yeah, so I want to mention a little something about that. I've spent many hours on Zwift, and
That's
just
true.
about every group ride, about half of the chatter is complaining about the speeds and the things, and it just doesn't matter. Keep an eye on your mini map and the list of names, and if you find yourself like just a little, even 30 seconds, a minute ahead of other people, just slow down and let them catch you. And if you look and you see there's someone like anything more than like 8 seconds, you pretty much consider them on another planet, because the chances of you cutting through the draft and catching them is just like, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you might be able to do it once, but you're going to kill yourself.
let us not kill ourselves. Yeah, and, and if you don't want to wait for anybody, you don't have to. Just fucking plow it out. There is one player way the fuck up there.
Yeah. So he's like 12 seconds ahead, and so I could kill myself to try and catch him, and I might catch him, but I might not. Most likely what will happen is, after 30 seconds, a minute maybe of doing that, I'll find myself just still in the middle between two groups and exhausted.
They call that bicycle purgatory.
Yeah, you don't want to be there.
So Josh, I think we should establish, who is Josh Ross? I know that's a heavy question for you to figure out, but you know better than most who he is.
I would hope so. So, I like your intro. I'm a father. I have been a primary caregiver, stay-at-home dad. And then I also run a variety of jobs, as it were. Most recently, I was a personal chef for a family for about 3 years. But then over the last probably 5 or 6 years, I've been writing like seriously for about 8 years. But over the last 5 or 6 years, I've also been doing bike tech articles for Cycle Tech Review primarily. And then in the last few months, maybe 6 months or so, I've been writing for cyclingnews.com also.
And then I like this story of how did you get into cycling?
So, through my whole life, I've done like endurance sports, and always done, never team sports, no sports ball, but sports of different kinds. And when my wife was pregnant, when I was doing some of the most running I'd ever done in my life, marathon distances and beyond. And
Oh, wait, you were doing marathon running? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh, shit.
So, just like in my writing, I'm not one for events, but I used to live in Los Angeles near the Rose Bowl, and there was a group of runners called the Pasadena Pacers. And on Saturday, we used to go out there and run, and often I would do like a marathon distance or more. And I had a little terrier that used to run with me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
How big was the dog? How many pounds?
13 pounds, I think.
Okay. Not like taking a 6-pound dog on a 25-mile ride.
No, and also, so when I ran, I usually did a 5-1 interval, so 5 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking.
Okay,
This gets
yeah,
off
yeah.
a little in the weeds, but like, you're not slower. It's a lot more enjoyable. And there's a thing about dogs that they can't breathe while they're, like, where they're stretched out to run.
Oh,
So, because when they stretch out their legs, it like moves their diaphragm. So yeah, you got to give them a little bit of a break. And yeah, so I had a lot of fun with that. But then after my son was born, basically stopped doing exercise. And shortly after, we moved to Portland, and we were very poor.
What year was that? What year did you guys move here?
2012, it must have been.
Okay.
Maybe 2013. My son was born in 2012, so. But, yeah, I was just getting fat and lazy, getting as heavy as I'd ever been in my life, especially after going from one of the thinner points in my life. And I used to drive around with my son to put him to sleep. We'd like drive around the city, and then he'd fall asleep, and I'd park somewhere, and we'd just hang out and talk. And then I'm like, I had this CAD 9. I actually am still sitting on it right now, so it's been upgraded quite a bit. But Cannondale CAD 9, and it was just in the garage. And I'm like, I should put him in a trailer, start riding with him.
Oh, sick.
Because it's the same to him, right? And at least I should be doing something. And so I started doing that, and I got more and more serious. Now, the other thing that happened was we were so poor when we moved to Portland. Like, bread stew poor. And, cycling costs money. People say it doesn't, but that was one of the things I liked about running, is you just put on shoes and go out the door.
True.
Cycling, there's stuff. And I'm a photographer, and I can write, and I have these skills. And I started reaching out to companies and being like, hey, let me take some cool pictures. And I need, send me something. I'll take some cool pictures. And then eventually I connected with the Cyclist review people. And the way that all works is just, like, I have an email address, and kind of like at one point I had numbers. I don't even have numbers anymore. And it was just like, go ahead, whatever you're a free agent. Take your connections and do your thing. And that was basically what I'd always done as a photographer, so it worked for me. And over the years, people have come and gone from Cyclist Review, but I sort of stuck with it because it works for my lifestyle. And I like having cool bike stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and like, who doesn't want new gear all the time?
Well, sure. Although people are always like, oh, it's a dream to get new gear all the time. Do you have any idea how much work I do for?
Yeah, you got to earn it. You either pay for it or you like earn it in another way. That's for sure.
Totally, but people just don't. That's why people come and go from Cyclist Review, because they don't have any concept of how much work it really is.
How long have you been doing product reviews then?
So I want to say about 6 years.
Oh, that's
Maybe,
dedicated.
Maybe 7 now. Yeah.
Sick.
Oh, wow. Long enough to like start to know people in the industry and see them move around and get to be one of those old guys that's like, I remember when this happened.
I like the fact that didn't your wife get you your first bike?
She did.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so when we lived, the time before children, she used to work at the premier cancer hospital in Los Angeles. And it was east of Pasadena by about 20 miles. And she, we lived in Pasadena. And she started riding. She started riding more seriously. She eventually got herself a Trek Madone, or Madone, or I don't know how you say it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And, she was commuting 20 miles each way, riding 50, 60 miles on the weekend with her friends.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
She was like in it.
Yeah, she was in it. And at the time, I grew up inline skating. And I used to just inline skate all over them.
What?
You know, I like had a absent family and lived by myself in high school and had no way to get anywhere. And Los Angeles is spread out. And at that time, there was way less public transit than there is now. So how do you get around? Like, you know, people skateboard. I used to rollerblade because I'm just that cool. And so I got a pair of Bont, actually, carbon fiber speed skates.
Oh, Bont. Yeah, they also make cycling shoes.
They make cycling shoes.
So
And
also, to clarify, you did, like, sounds like more speed skating than, like, trick skating.
When I was in high school, I used to have rollerblade lightning TRS skates, which are like a plastic outer body, and you can beat on them and you can do trick skating. And I used to do some jumps and things. They were really grinding, but like,
Did some stunting in my day.
yeah, spins and hops and things. And then they're also like they're a good medium ground. They're long enough that you can skate distance with them and speed, but they're also short enough that you can do some tricks and stuff. And so that's kind of like, you know, where I was. But just like the rest of the entire of my adult life, I was more interested in seeing how far I could go, how fast I could do it.
Yeah, it seems like skating for transportation, like rollerblade skating for transportation, sounds kind of sketchy. I don't know, because I feel like the bike has a certain amount of protection because you're up and you can go kind of fast. And like on skates, you're like half of both of those.
True, although rollerblades, you're supposed to be on the sidewalk instead of a bike, you should be on the street.
Okay. Yeah, and I was thinking the street.
Los Angeles is not bike friendly.
No.
It's gotten better, but especially that,
and there is good riding there too, though.
It's amazing. Some of the best riding in the world. I've been back. We used to go visit my sister-in-law every year during like January, and I had a buddy who works for JPL. He's a triathlete, and he has a bike that I just bring pedals.
Oh,
He's
sick.
like, here you go.
That's cool.
And you go up to 2.
Oh no.
Up into the mountains above Pasadena. It's just unbelievable riding. I mean, especially in January when it's miserable in Portland.
Oh god, sweet relief.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so she was doing all this riding, and I got some speed skates, and I started doing pace lines on Saturdays, and then I would ride with her on Sundays. So the thing about that is the very fastest you can really be on speed skates is about, like, for most people, maybe 20 miles an hour. And that's like, as you know, on a bike, that's kind of like when you get serious, that's like your slow speed.
I
On
mean,
a road bike.
I still think 20 miles is kind of fast. I'm barely doing 23 right now.
Sure. The difference between 20 and 23 is a lot. And you often will cruise, if you're on the flats and on a road bike, you'll often cruise at 22, 23, and it's not that hard. Whereas 20 on your speed skates is like everything you've got.
Yeah, that seems like topped out.
Yeah. And so she was like, hey, I want you to have a bike so that you can ride with me.
Oh,
And
sick.
we checked it all out. Shout out to Helen Cycles. I think they still exist.
They do.
We got a Cannondale Cat 9, which is like an amazing bike. It's like, Specialized has a competitor, but for anyone who's thinking about getting into road cycling, the Cannondale CAD bikes are just unbelievable value for what you get and everything you'll ever need in a bike.
Yeah, and like you said, you still have is it the same Grupo also?
No. So on Cyclotech Review, I wrote a whole article about how I upgraded that bike.
Oh,
I have
cool.
an NV front fork,
Wow.
a Campagnolo Athena group set, 11 speed, and
cool.
I have Campy wheels. The other thing I did that is kind of cool is, so shout out to everyone on their trainer. Make sure you're protecting your bike. The very first year I rode rollers with this bike on the trainer and absolutely destroyed it. Destroyed the finish. Like, I just didn't know. No one said, like, hey, your sweat will eat the finish and the bearings. And so
Whoa.
what I did was, so it's an aluminum frame, and I had it bead blasted and then
Yep.
clear coated over the bead blast.
Oh, so it's raw.
Yeah, so, and there's like, the bead blast, there's all this depth to it. It kind of like sparkles in the sun and stuff. It's really cool. And it was super cheap.
Totally. They're like, you want us to just delete everything? Okay.
Yeah. And it was just like, I had to find a company that would do it, but once I found the company, they were like, yeah, $50 to be blasted, I think.
Cool.
And then I took it to a painter in Portland. And not painting, they do powder coating, I think. But like, and you know, it's normally a few $100s, but I brought them this frame that was all pressed and just wanted clear powder coat on it, and they're like, okay, $50.
Sick. Oh, that's cool. They did clear at the powder coat spot.
Yeah, and
Great.
it's super durable. It was cheap. It looked cool. I like it a lot.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, I mean, it, you know, I could have still been on a 3x9 grip set on this, or even upgraded to 2x10 for super cheap at some point. And
3x9?
yeah, that's what it came with.
Oh, weird.
It
What the hell is that?
was the hotness at that time.
Back in the odd dickities.
Yeah, that's what was. So they used to be 3x was the thing, and then they went to 2x10. You know, now you're 2x11 or 2x or
Fuck
1x11.
that. 1x12.
2x12.
1
Yeah,
by
I really-
everything.
If you had asked me like a year ago, no, maybe 2 years ago, I would have put money down that it was going to go to, that SRAM was going to go to primarily 1x, because I thought that was what ETAP was all about. And then you go 1x13 and get rid of the, like, somewhat goofy, at least in your mind, pushing both buttons changes the front derailleur. But then, you know.
Oh, is that how
obviously
you do that?
So,
Both buttons.
I thought you had a bike like this, but it's,
I might.
your right hand is easier, your left hand is harder,
Yeah.
and then we want to change the front, push them both together.
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't. Well, the one that I have that has ETAP is 1x.
Okay,
So-
there you go.
But I sort of did this homework and then I stopped. Right when I saw like download an app, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do something else. But I want to do the levers to control the Wahoo. That's so fucking cool to me.
So
To get
I don't
the
know that you
displays?
can do that.
Fuck.
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, I don't know either.
It is worth checking out the app just because
I'm-
basically never
for sure.
use it. But every now, you know, you want to be like, you can control what does what. If you ever want to customize it, it's cool. I don't know. I have you know, you have it downloaded. You can check the battery level with it too. I think
That's cool. That's huge,
Somewhere.
actually.
there are firmware updates and things too.
Who do you got up there with your group? It seems like we got a fast group and a chiller group.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with Kristen. Who you
Sick.
talked about last week. If anyone tuned into both.
That's cool. Hey, so how many miles a week do you usually ride in like normal life, non-lockdown life?
So in normal life, I was riding like 200 to 250 a week.
Damn.
And then now I'm down to like 150. I don't
Whoa.
know. I could dive into the science of it all. I don't know. I'm torn. It's like on Zwift, it's really hard to do long miles.
Yes. Massive.
It's just brutal. And
Yeah.
so what happens is you do short, high intensity, and basically what happens is your fitness falls, but your feeling sort of stays pretty similar. So if you ride like an hour, because that's what most lifting is, it almost feels like you haven't really lost much fitness.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start to stretch it out, you've got no floor. You have no endurance.
Got you.
It's
Yeah.
you're just in pain.
Yeah, so it's kind of good for just like, shitty analogy, like keeping the blade sharp, but you're not necessarily making the blade bigger.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, I think that's a good analogy. Is that you can keep your fitness with Zwift. If you ride, like right now, I've been riding just about every day, around an hour.
Oh.
And if I look at my fitness number, and I ride pretty hard, like a lot of times those are Zwift races, and if I look at my fitness number, like an hour and 15 of like wanting to throw up on a Zwift race gets you 0.1 higher fitness or something. Like it's just basically nothing.
Right.
But you don't lose. So the only problem with that is that I think most people lost fitness when they made that transition. Like when the pandemic hit and everyone was like, "Oh, this will be over. I just won't ride too much for the next week or two." Well, now you're trying to dig out of a deficit, and it's brutal. And it's mentally brutal because you're like, I don't understand. I feel as fast as I did before, but I just die at an hour and a half. And it's like, yeah, well,
Right.
that's just where your fitness is.
Yeah, and I think, we can all just do what we can. Like, if
Yeah.
everyone's endurance goes down, but fitness stays the same, or if anyone's, to me, that's like a win. Opposed to, imagine if cycling was just, like, taken away, and you're like, fuck. Now I'm, like,
Yeah.
fully going crazy. I mean, I guess you'd just start running or something.
Yeah, I mean, but, yeah, we live in what a lucky, how privileged we are to be able to enjoy indoor riding and fancy trainers. And, I'm riding with my buddy Christian and Dustin, and we're all still here.
Or hanging out with the global fam.
Yeah, exactly.
How cool is that? Fuck.
So yeah, I ride with Christian somewhat often. He's a dad also, and so sometimes our schedule doesn't match up, but I ride with him in real life. And funny thing about, I always think, is I had this whole thing about how many people's avatars look like him. And his dad, he has a ponytail and like a bob, or not a bob, whatever. He has his hair bunched up. And that's what he is in real life too.
Oh, well, but why would you make it look like any... I feel like it's an age thing. I think older folks, whatever older means, non-teenagers, I feel like they just make them look like themselves or like the polished version of themselves. Maybe we get a haircut. And then, if you're like a teenager, it looks like a purple thing with like wings and... Is this
there's
a brash
there's some
generalization?
aspiration. Like you called me out recently for having lamb chops in the avatar and
Oh, that's true.
in the avatar, so I wanted to make it happen.
Wait, you got the chops? Let's see it. Oh, damn!
Not too big, but they're there.
I like that. Okay. You're opening my mind there. Your avatar can be the experimental version of yourself you always kind of wanted to do or be. And maybe that's the gateway. You're like, fuck it, maybe I can do a mustache and a mullet and bangs.
Well, and one thing that was pretty interesting is, so right now my avatar doesn't have a helmet. I just use a wearing hat. But for a long time, I always rode with a helmet. My son asked me about it, and I'm like, always, never without a helmet, even virtual. Like, I just wanted to reinforce that to him. I think he's old enough that he gets it. But.
You're like, whatever, the cigarettes are in the top drawer. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Okay, so other topics that I've been thinking about. Everyone on here always calls me out about the goose.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. How did this come about? So wait. Let me build it up a little bit. Josh is notorious for either not eating on rides or only eating goose. Maltodextrin in a bag. Space food.
Okay, so how did it come about? I have this thing. So remember, I used to be a runner, and there's a book called, what the hell is it called? I can't remember actually.
Just make it up. No one will know.
It's a book about barefoot running.
Oh, shit.
And it's all about...
Wait. Were you into barefoot running?
No, not really. Although I do wear barefoot shoes just in general life. Vivos.
Yeah.
And
Finger shoes?
what?
Finger shoes?
No, not the finger shoes, although I did try those ones. They're ugly and uncomfortable.
We're learning so much about Josh Ross. So much.
Yeah. No, but no, Vivo Barefoot, they make barefoot shoes that, they pretty much look like regular shoes. And also play PLAE, make some cool shoes. But once I figured out how to run with them, I just run. It's all the same. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Like whatever shoe I'm wearing, I can just run with.
Oh, that's cool.
When it's running, the big difference is you come up on your toes, kind of, or on your forefoot. And when you're not used to it, it just wrecks your calf. So you have to kind of build up those muscles.
The science of running.
So that guy in that book, he has a whole thing about how, like, running is what evolved the human race, basically. We were this lighter, smaller animal that could take something like an antelope in Africa, and we could just run it to death. Because what we can do, goes back to the dog thing, we can run and breathe independently. So,
unlike those poor canines.
Right. And most animals, they can run much faster than us, but they're not endurance runners. They have to sprint,
Sprinters.
and then stop, and then, yeah. So, and there's this whole thing about how we hunted animals to death by just slowly running until they drop dead.
We just like ground them into the ground by chasing them and telling them about our families. We're just like,
Yeah.
and then my kid decided to
I
eat.
just have one more thing to tell you. Yeah.
They took all my boulders and moved them to the other side of the cave. Little
So
fucker.
yeah, he has this whole thing about it. And so what I always used to say is like, if our ancestors could run animals to death using water, I can ride for a few hours with this water, or I can run for a few hours with this water.
Yes.
Right? So that's where the whole like.
Oh, interesting.
I don't eat a whole lot. I just drink water, like, because come on, really, we're not like we need all this support. But then there's a whole nother like industry, right, of like telling you need the stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But also, I would say that I say this all the time. Every body is different.
Every body is different, and there's also
the diets you have.
It depends on what you're trying to do. Like, are you trying to slowly keep moving forever, or are you trying to crush the other fast-moving humans? You know?
Oh, sure.
And so I don't know the answers, is what it comes down to. But there's this societal pressure, or like sports pressure, of like you need sugar, basically, carbs.
Yeah, carbs. Yeah, which is probably a mix. There's a little bit of science. There's a little bit of marketing.
Right now, there's a woman. I have a saved YouTube video that I really like, and she just talks about how for the kind of cycling I do, which is just intense, like somewhat short. Although, I mean, people will laugh at that because I do like 9 hours, but I mean, in the scheme of life,
there's always someone crazier.
That you really need carbs. And so, and I like carbs anyway. Complex carbs usually, like oat bran and stuff. But,
Did you say oat bran?
Yeah. So, I eat a ton of oat bran. This is the sort of funny thing that...
Oat bran?
So, the reason I mention that is because I say, like, carbs work well for me, and I like carbs. And people think, like, cake. But that's really not. Like, I eat super, like, tons of vegetables and tons of legumes and brands and things that are high in fiber. And yes, a vegetable is 100% carb, but it's not really the same as eating sugar. So, but all of that aside, I used to do these races from time to time, and they would be like,
Wait, tell me again
all
about
the
the
goo
fiber.
you want, right? And really what it comes down to is I don't like to eat much, but I feel like you should because for performance reasons. And I'm not above bonking. I know what it feels like. I've done it. Or not to.
Wow. You're not afraid of it.
What?
You're not afraid of bonking.
Oh no. It is what it is.
Wow.
Those are those moments when
Is what it is though, but wait. It like destroys the whole ride. It's like a quadruple flat. It can be super dangerous.
well, I mean, I guess anything can be super dangerous, but you just have to know when you're like, okay, so last summer, you and I rode, and it was before it was one of our first long rides together. We did about 130 miles.
There's
And-
probably a video about it.
No, it was before that video.
Oh.
Or, we did make a video, but it was before the look video.
Josh, you're fucking up the promos.
Yeah. No, we did make a video. It just was earlier in the summer than that look one that I was seeing. But there was a moment on that ride where I bonked. And I had been mostly leading, and all of a sudden I tucked in behind you, and I didn't talk much. But here's the thing. I ate, and I kept pedaling.
Oh, you had food.
Yeah, I mean, I came out of it. It's all right. It wasn't out the end of the world. But that leads into why the food. I don't like to eat much. And when I also don't like to carry much. I don't have any bags on my bike. Everything's in my jersey pocket. And I don't really like to stop and take time and
Oh yeah. Which is also, I would say that's kind of like a roadie thing. Roadies don't like to stop, which I get. I'm down with that. But different styles of riding kind of, there's like a culture to each ride, I guess.
Well, right, but I don't mind like the gravel. We're gonna stop for a few minutes and get our burritos or whatever. But like, I hate stopping at stores and like getting some chips and bullshit like that, which I know you love, but
Where it just takes so much time.
yeah, I just like to have everything with me and just do it. So gels are super, it's easy to carry a day's worth of food in my jersey with gels. And it doesn't bother me to just eat carbs all day. I have no problem with it.
Do you know like how many packs for how many miles?
Yeah, so when I'm in shape, this is how I do it. I skip the first hour, and then I eat one gel every hour after that.
Oh, you just like, do you have like an alert on your computer?
No, I'm usually dying and looking at the computer and being like,
can I eat it
time
now?
yet? How much more am I gonna cut out before I just kill myself? I feel like, and that's not necessarily about the food. That's just what hard, long distance riding can be sometimes.
Yeah.
Like after 3 or 4 hours of riding alone by yourself, you're just like, dear God, why am I doing this? What am I doing? And there's nothing much to do but stare at your computer, so I'm just like, okay, it's been an hour. And that is basically the razor's edge. You're supposed to eat more than that. Like Goo says you should eat one goo every 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people say even like 60 grams of carbs an hour, so that would be like, I think 3 or 4 gels an hour. I mean, it's quite a bit more than I needed.
Wow, that is a lot. I mean, sometimes with packaging, they'll be like, oh, we suggest that you take it like 20 times a day, and you're like, I'll do 3.
Right.
You know,
now,
I don't have a good example, but I think you know what I mean.
there's also like, if I'm riding by myself, I count all my calories and I pay attention to it all. And if I'm riding by myself, pretty hard riding alone is like 700, 750 calories an hour. And then I'm eating 100.
Whoa, you know how many calories
Yeah.
you're burning an hour.
Yeah, and so if I'm racing, like I canceled this year, but I usually do there's this gorge gravel grinder, the gravel race.
Yeah.
And when I rode that last year, I was burning 900 calories an hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, how many watts is that? Nerd question.
Yeah, so it's a little hard to say, and you'll see professional cyclists talk about this a little bit, is that when you're riding in a pack, which is what was happening, I was riding in a pack, there was heavy wind,
Yes.
and I didn't want to lose the pack. And so the watts was somewhat irrelevant.
Got it. Totally.
It was just like, you better pedal, and if you lose this pack, it's gonna hurt.
Hammering. Got it.
But it tended to be around threshold or over threshold, which is like for me,
That's what it would seem like. Yeah.
250 watts, 270 watts, and then you could drop into the pack, you take your turn on the front. I think it's important to not be a dick. Take your turn on the front.
If you can. Okay, what about that? What if you can't, but you're still with the pack? Do you still just tug for a little bit and that's it?
No, okay, let's see. If you're racing, then fuck it. You do what you need to do.
Oh.
I mean, I think you should take your turn on the front, but if you're dying, then you got to do what you got to do. You got to survive.
Yeah.
If you are with friends and you're in a group, you should take your turn on the path, even if you're slower and even if it's short.
Oh, you think? Okay. I feel like people get pissed when you have to slow down too much.
Yeah, well, no one is immune from being a dick.
You need new friends.
Here's what happens is that guy that's on the front that's really strong, right? Like, let's say I'm riding with people who are not as strong as me, and I don't mind being on the front.
Right.
And it's awesome being on the front, right? You feel great. I remember I did this Grand Fondo ride where I had like 10 people behind me for like 50 miles.
Holy
I was just doing my thing on the front.
Yes.
But eventually you get tired and you slow down. And
True.
you need that break. And it's better to just have someone slow jump on the front for a minute, 30 seconds, and just slow you down and catch your breath a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you can jump back on front.
That's another funny thing that reminds me about pace lines. There's this really stupid tendency for people when they get in the front to speed up. You're like, dude, just hold your speed. Like,
well, it's really hard. It takes a lot of practice to.
It does take
good pace line.
And like awareness. You gotta like just know. Like, I think you do it without consciously realizing that's what's happening.
I think what happens, and I'm not necessarily an expert, but I think what happens is there's that moment where it takes extra power to reestablish like sort of a baseline.
That's cool. Yeah.
As you move to the front, and a lot of people just, if you don't have the experience, you don't realize that like, oh hey, I can back off a little bit now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Cool.
My favorite pace lining with friends is I think it should be 1 minute turns on the front.
Totally.
It's long enough that you can really push hard, but not so long. Like by the time you're like, oh dear God, how much is this over? You have like 10 more seconds.
Yeah, because then it's super efficient. I feel like I learned that from the homie Joe Pug. We were riding from SF to LA, and he turned into Coach JP and was like, everybody get in a line. I think it was 30-second pulls. Keep your speed and fucking shut up. It was awesome.
And when I've done that, it is so much fun. It feels so amazing. You're trucking around, you're going like 25, 27 miles an hour.
You're cooking.
You feel that hard. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's also one of my favorite things is when I meet people that are new to cycling or road cycling. Oh, just cycling in general. And they're on like a ride, they're not just commuting, is telling them about drafting. I'm like,
right? Like,
and they're all skeptical. They're like, I don't know. It's pretty awesome. You're like, I'm about to blow your mind.
Done some really long stuff where I used to do this thing. I haven't done it in I think in a year or two, but the Harvest Century. It's just a dumb century ride that like, you know, people who couch the century do. But I usually ride from my house and back, which is over the West Hills, full direction, and 150 miles total.
Wow.
It makes it pretty brutal. But at the end, but there's those people that are just dying at the end, like, and I'm like, just sit behind me. And
Yeah.
They just don't get it.
Oh,
They don't get how close you have to be, or how much it can help.
yeah, you got to be kind of close. And for new people, they're like, looks scary.
And it's scary doing it with people you don't know, to be honest, right? You don't know if people are going to call things out or what they're going to do.
Yeah, you say call from God?
Yeah, call things out. Like, are they just going to, like, cruise through potholes and not say anything, or are they going to be, like, telling you?
Oh, yeah. Well, it depends on the scenario. If you're hauling balls, kind of like, I feel like, yeah, you kind of always got to be a little bit.
You got to try your best, but you don't, you know, there are also people that call out, like, every little pebble, and you're like, come on, man.
Totally. You're like, boy who cries wolf. Like,
Yeah, but whatever. Oh, so, we're rambling now, I'm rambling, but to get back to the goo thing, I spent all this time, the goo told me, they were like, it's not just sugar. Like, don't say that, because that's not, they don't like, our people don't like it, and that's not what it is, and we don't want you to represent it that way.
yeah, and that's sort of the misnomer, right? Is that it is just a sugar pack?
Right, well, so I spent a lot of time really looking into it. I emailed all these food nutrition, like food scientists from colleges and stuff. Spoiler alert, none of them responded. But
You just got to write like Josh from NPR.
yeah, right. So I worked really hard to like figure it out. And eventually, Guru was like, look, here's our statement on it. And if you read their statement, you really like read it between the lines, it is sugar. The difference is, the reason they think it's different is because they're using multiple pathways of sugar. So
Oh, interesting.
you can absorb more of the carbs and you can absorb them faster.
Interesting.
So if you were just to eat sugar, like literally eat sugar, it's like that's one pathway of absorption. And goo uses a few.
Okay.
But it's still a simple sugar. And I think the PR person was confused about that. And it took me a long time to sort of figure that out. Now, goo also offers other things. And I usually also carry fruit waffles. Fruit waffles are a much higher percentage of fat. And so you can mix and match what you need.
Well, that sounds good. That sounds better for like long time. I mean, that's the fear of the goo, right? Is there these cliffs of just like spikes and valleys, peaks and valleys?
It is. It's designed to spike. The thing is, I think if you're going to stick with goo, you just need to eat them enough that you don't bottom out.
Like once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can switch to other sources, but you have to know that, like, if I skip my hour, I'm going to bottom out. It's
Yes, totally. Yeah, so that's the danger, I guess. Or the byproduct.
Yeah. And, I don't know, just bringing stuff on. Now, another reason that I eat goos is because when I've done really long endurance rides, and I'm like, I rode to Seattle, and I was riding hard.
Which is 200 miles from here.
Yeah, 200 miles, and I stuck around 200 watts on, like, as my easy, and then up to like, 250, 260, 300, whatever, when you're climbing. And in the middle of that ride, I stopped and I got a peach. not from a farmer's market.
Oh, cool.
I was like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. This is so cool. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful day. I'm on a long ride. I'm on the beach. Within 10 minutes, I was on the other side of the road, absolutely throwing up every last speck of that peach.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
So, with hard riding, your digestion shuts down a little bit.
Well, that makes sense. Oh, so, well, also, you get that goo gut. It's
Oh,
like,
so-
no, only goo allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, goo's just really easy to take in, so it's easy on your stomach. Now, a lot of times you get questions, I know, from your people about, what about pooping on rides? Well, you don't really, because
There's probably no goo
digestion-
poop.
it just shuts down. Those parts of your body just are not working very well on hard rides.
You're like, I just want to shut down all non-essential functions. Pedaling and breathing only.
Yeah,
Some
Yeah,
eyesight
like-
required.
it's a flight response, I think.
Shit. Hey, I need to just take this moment to do two things. One, to recognize that you are 4 minutes and 12 seconds ahead of the group that we're in, which is fine and hilarious. And also to let everybody know today's episode's brought to you by the subscribe button. Oh, wait, I have a note. This will be even better. Subscribe. When life's got you down, hit the subscribe and it'll turn it around.
That's awesome. Yes, I am 4 minutes ahead, although Christian is 6 minutes ahead of me.
Holy
And,
shit!
I don't know that I can catch him. I was trying a little bit.
We got a solid little crew back here. We're holding it down. We're passing the peace pipe. So you do a lot of Zwift racing also.
I do. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Do you
I
do...
don't,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't do much racing in real life.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Interesting.
For a while, like when I first got into cycling, I did time trials. And I actually won the championship, although, as I said in the past to you, that was more about showing up and just doing okay and being fast, really.
Perfect
Right.
attendance award.
Yeah, I had to show up to all the races and build up enough points. But I do really enjoy time trialing. It's very mental. And another thing I
That's true.
always like to tell people is, if I do a 20-mile time trial, I spend like probably half the time strategizing for what's going to happen if I throw up. Like, which direction am I going to look? Am I going to stop? Am I going to not? Like, what's that going to be like? Now, I've never actually thrown up well on a race, but so I did that, did time trialing, and then more recently I've done some gravel racing. I like that too. I like gravel racing a lot because the thing I don't like about road racing is it's very intense and you're very close in with people, and I don't want to crash. I don't want to break bones. I don't want to break the bike.
In real
Just not
life.
interested. And what's the point, too? Like,
Yeah. I mean, the thrill.
yes, but I mean, it's just not worth.
Oh, I agree.
Not worth it. Now, gravel cycling lets you be in a pack, but it's way less aggro. Like, you can be in a pack. I mean, I guess it tends to be. It's just longer distance. So, like the gravel cycling I've done is 100-mile races, and in those groups, like when you're in a pack with people, it's more about surviving together, posting a good time, than like
Yeah.
you're not on a short road course where you're like trying to break out or anything.
Sure. Well, I mean,
Then-
yeah. Rides over races.
What's that?
I say rides over races. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be a race. It can just be like a group ride, and inevitably someone's going to go crazy.
I mean, that's true. I know. There is something, and
Yeah,
I
what?
think I don't know how to put my finger on it, but there is something about, like, so I'm big on, like, who cares about doing the event? Like, what's the big gravel race?
Grindero. Grindero or Dirty Kansas?
Yeah, so Dirty Kansas. So Dirty Kansas is like this huge thing that's like basically impossible to get a ticket anymore. And
oh yeah, just got poached that shit. Too many
yeah,
people.
so
They wouldn't notice.
That's what I always think. Is like you don't need to be there on the day and spend a fortune, and
True.
you can just ride that.
Yeah, but I guess the energy of the festival.
Right. And there is something to that.
Sure.
And I sort of struggle with that. I go back and forth about like, does it matter? Does it not? Whatever.
Right.
And it is fun to like race people. I mean, there is something fun to that. And so, Zwift racing, you're not going to crash, and you can do it whenever you want. It's on your schedule.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
If I'm like, oh, I have some time at 10 p.m. on a Thursday, then there's probably a race happening.
You're like, I feel like I need to just race bikes right now.
Yeah, and you totally can. And
I don't know if I've ever had that inclination.
I don't know, man. It's really fun.
I think
Zwift racing is just.
I need to be told.
What?
I need to be told I'm doing it, and then I'll be like, okay, fuck, I got to do this race Thursday at 10 p.m.
Well, the way I do, I rarely plan ahead for the racing.
Oh.
And I just like jump on the app and I go, okay, what's happening at a time that I can make it?
Cool.
Like, is the right distance, the right kind of ride I want to do. Now, that is how I get into trouble sometimes. I've done things where the hilarious. I did a race up to Zwift because I just had no idea. I didn't pay attention. I jumped in the race. Like, we were racing really hard. We're going through and like we're trading for the front, right? And I'm like giving it my all. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, we're going up an hour of climbing now.
Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. But I mean, I had a lot of fun. And, you know, I win. If I was a professional cyclist and I won races at like as often as I run on Zwift, I think I'd be pretty successful. Which is to say, not that often, but enough that you're like, oh shit, I won that.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's like, it's consistent.
Yeah. It's like once or twice every few months, maybe, get a first place.
Damn, that's cool.
Right? Yeah.
Huh.
And a lot of times, I end up in the, like, sort of second group. I race in the Cs usually. Right now, I should probably be racing the Cs, but if you race on Zwift power holds you to, if you can't, it's just like racing in real life. You can't go down in category. You can't,
wow.
You can eventually, but it's difficult.
You can't lose fitness.
Yeah, you have to. What it is if you post over a certain, like, watt per kilogram in the last 5 races or something like that, then they'll start disqualifying you.
Oh, wow.
So you kind of have to stick with where you're at.
Interesting.
And you can go up if you want to race. Like, sometimes I race with the A's, which is just brutal. But
Just to be like, I feel like a little masochistic right now.
like,
I feel like riding by myself right now.
yeah, basically, I do everything I can to just hold the back of the group for like 5 miles, maybe 8 if I'm lucky, and then I'm just done. I'm out the back.
Yeah, that's cool though, because that kind of, it's not, that's like, be around people that are better than you are at things that you like. You can kind of see like, okay, no, that's cool, respect. Zwift recently, yesterday, I noticed that it was just like a full-on road race that they streamed on YouTube. They had announcers and everything. It was fucking fascinating.
Yeah. So did you watch it?
A little bit. Yeah, it was kind of captivating, actually. I was surprised.
So I find watching Zwift racing, like watching paint dries, I find everything they all look kind of the same.
Yes, for sure. I think what made this different was the announcers.
Yeah, there's the announcers, and there's also, it is kind of cool to see everybody's heart rate and power data, like, as it's happening.
And they're like elite racers, so it's these fucking crazy numbers. You're like, Jesus.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's also, another thing about Zwift racing is, before I did Zwift racing, there's like, if you ever watch real, like, professional cycling, which I don't a lot, but every now and then, whatever.
That's the American answer.
Yeah, to me it's all sports ball, so yes, it's cycling, but it's still just, whatever. But, they talk about, so like, right now there's the UCI World Course is on Zwift right now, you can ride it, right?
Oh, cool.
And a few years ago, what's his name, who, I'm blanking on his name because I don't know, but Mr. Sprinter guy, who reps 100%, but he attacked on the final hill and he won.
Oh.
And then you can go in a race on that, and you can try to attack on that final hill, and your numbers will be lower, but like the famous quote, it doesn't get easier, you just go faster. It's basically the same. It feels the same as it would have for him. Your numbers are just lower. And
that's cool.
to get away from a group, to like attack on a hill like that, in distance, the group is like, oh my god, it's so unbelievable. Like, it is superhuman. And when you have done that, when you feel what it's like, and then you watch someone else do it, you're like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's would be the thing. Like, it's always fun to see professionals do the thing that us mortals struggle at, whatever the discipline. Like, it's just because they're superhuman. And that goes for, like, skateboarding to football on all sides of the world, cycling, all the sports.
Yes, although, like, skateboarding would be maybe a closer, like, thing with Zwift, because you could go to that spot in San Francisco with those stairs, and you could try to do that thing
Yes.
and fall on your ass.
Yeah, but same with, like, a basketball game or what. I don't know shit about basketball.
I mean, I guess that's true, basketball. But, like, in Zwift, you can literally be in a pack, just like the actual race, and then try to lead out from that pack, try to get distance. You can literally feel the exact same thing, and then you understand what it's like. And you start to, as you do it a lot, you start to go, like, your racing smarts gets better. So, like, now, I understand some. I mean, I'm not trying to be what I'm not, but I have some understanding in a race. Like, okay, there's a little riot here, and this is my moment. And if I lead the pack out and run them ragged, and then attack on this little hill, I might be able to distance them.
If you know that you can recover in time.
Well, yeah, that's the game.
That's the brutal part.
And now, normally you would have teammates if it was a real race, right? So you could hide behind your teammate while your teammate ups the pace, run everybody else ragged, and then you attack.
Sick. Well, you could do that with Zwift. Like, you and I could do a race, and one of us could do that, and the other one, right?
Well, yeah, we totally could. And there are teams of people that do it.
Okay.
And I read something recently on Zwift Insider that was talking about why, right now, there's a bunch of pro cyclists racing Zwift races, and they're losing. And it's like...
No teammates.
They just don't understand. Like, they don't have a fast computer. They don't have a good fan.
That's a big one.
They don't have teammates.
The fan.
They don't know the courses. That stuff matters, man.
Well, it's like anything, right? The more time you put into something, the better you'll get at it.
Right, and so these pro riders who are they're like, well, I'm gonna just come in and mop people up, and then they're just getting crushed because they don't have the understanding, experience.
That's kind of awesome. Did you already finish the route?
No, I got a minute and a half left.
Wait, how is that? I have a minute and a half left. Oh, maybe that's for the top person.
Oh yeah.
Who knows how
Maybe.
this
I don't
technically...
know.
So then it's another 23 minutes for me.
Wait, you have 23 minutes?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh yeah, no, you have like 3 or 4. Christian and I are just chilling up here.
Bless.
I like having my own Beacon. Nice. Never done that before.
More yellow beacon, please. It's like, I always think from the distance it looks like the Pope Mobile. Like, here it is, the parade of ridiculousness. Of ridiculousness. Oh, for some reason that just reminded me of Primus. What a weird band. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I used to love that band too.
Oh, God.
Oh God, from the guy who used to rollerblade and barefoot run and wear finger shoes.
It's true. And I'm not above listening to Katy Perry all day long when I'm just racing.
That's fucking awesome.
I will listen to the most ridiculous poppy, like, just anything.
That's so fucking funny. I feel like we got to do a race together on there once. I should try it.
Oh, man, racing is so much fun.
We should do it. I think it'd be funny too to stream it and just like talk about how insane the experience is. Hey, we did it.
Yeah, I did it, but I'll keep on keeping on until you're done.
Oh, we did it.
Oh, all right. Oh, that's it. That's the end of the ride. Oh, it was probably the time or something.
It must be time, yeah. So,
Yeah, well, that's cool.
I guess that's it. Good
Yeah,
job,
man.
everybody.
I can talk. I'll just talk all day long.
Pro talker Josh Ross.
That's right.
We'll do the ride by the numbers. We got a whopping 1 hour 20. Those seconds just keep going.
Yeah.
23 miles. I'm rounding up, and a massive 417 feet of elevation.
It's
Good
like
stuff.
the hour record. We do it by like how many miles can you go in 1 hour? I did 24. You did 23.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, interesting.
I never noticed that before.
I like the conversation pace. Right on. All right. Well, thank you, Josh, and thank you everybody else who tuned in. We will see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Oh wait, we go here.
Are we off? Tell me when we're clear of YouTube.
Live from New York City, where wolves roam free. Chances